Hello, and welcome to the DSU Sports Update. I'm Ben Bullock, and joining me today is DSU Women's Head Basketball Coach Tamika Lewis. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
Coach, entering your second season, what was the biggest thing you learned last year?
I think the biggest thing I learned was to be patient, and that the whole adage of Rome isn't built in a day was definitely applicable to this team. I think as a new coach coming in, you want a lot of things fast, a lot of gratification really fast, but sometimes you have to adjust to your players. And so I was really rigid off the court. There's things that I was trying to get accomplished as far as changing the culture. But on the court, I kind of adjusted to my players. And now I'm kind of learning that I need to be a little bit of both on and off the court with the new, newcomers this year. We have a lot of freshmen this year.
Okay, now talk about some of the highlights last season.
Highlights last season. I think the biggest thing was that we gave these kids a sense of winning and confidence. We went on a winning streak, and we beat some teams that they hadn't beat in a while. Especially with UMES, and the year before with Florida A&M, they came into our place and almost blown us off the floor, and for us to go to their house and beat them there was huge. And I think the emergence of Ter Hawkins was huge for us last year, and they hadn't won a first-round MEAC game in a few years, so there was a lot of highlights to this team. They really kind of came together and they started to believe.
Okay, now with 7 newcomers, including those 6 freshmen you talked about, what are your expectations of them and the rest of the team heading into this season?
I expect my freshmen to play and make an immediate impact. But I also expect my freshmen to be freshmen. I expect them to make a lot of mistakes. It's a huge learning curve, and with the injuries we have this year and the small team, they're going to be expected to come in and play. And so we'll have a different style. We'll be small, but we'll be quick, and the freshmen will definitely bring a lot of excitement to the game. I think the biggest thing as a coach, I just have to let them be freshmen. I have to let them make mistakes, and I have to give them the confidence that it's okay for them to continue to play.
Now, leading those freshmen is redshirt junior Ter Hawkins. She led your team in scoring last year and also was honored as a second-team All-MEAC selection. Mm-hmm. What do you think from the offseason that you've seen from her that will make her a better player this season?
I think the biggest thing with Ter Hawkins is that last year a lot of the teams kind of played her so tough and they doubled her. Not because she was so good, was because we didn't really have anybody that could really compliment her. And so this year, she proved that she really is a good player. I mean, she's a force to be reckoned with. And this year, she knows they're really coming after her, not because of what we don't have, but because of how good she is. And we talked about that, and as a result, you've kind of seen her work harder. She's never really had the reputation as a really hard-working kid, but in the off season this year, she's really dedicated to losing weight and becoming in better shape and becoming more of a leader, a vocal leader as well as just a leader on the court. So she should be phenomenal this year because she's more focused and she's more mature than she's ever been before.
Okay, now diving into your background a little bit, you're from Flint, Michigan, also known as the Flintstones, as you guys like to call each other. Now, a lot of people have come out of that area, most notably Heisman Trophy winner Mark Ingram. Mm-hmm. Talk about the environment and the untapped talent that comes from Flint.
You say untapped talent, but there's just a lot of talent that has been tapped into out of the Flint area. And I think one thing about Flint, it's a really small city, and the city is kind of held together by a grit. I mean, the city is just really gritty, and so you had a lot of people that just, all we knew was to persevere. All we knew was to have a strong work ethic. I mean, and we just kind of stayed together through the harsh winters and what's happened to the city, based on the socioeconomic environment that's happened. So you just have a lot of people that just kind of banded together, and we just worked hard. So the way we played on the court and on the field was indicative of how we lived our life. And so that's why you have people that came out of there like the Tanya Edwards and the Coquise Washingtons and the Montine Cleves and the Morris Petersons and Charlie Bells. You can go on and on. The Andre Risens and the Glenn Rices. Because we just worked hard, and it's all that we know. So people think Flint is this huge city, and it's really small. I mean, it's about as small as Dover, but we just, we're just family. We had a sense of pride and community in everything that we did, and there was no other option but to succeed, and that's what we did.
All right, Coach. Well, that'll do it for the DSU Sports Update with women's basketball coach Tamika Lewis. I'm Ben Bullock. We'll see you next time.